Hi folks, Mike and Moose here. Today we're doing the weathering, doing the final touches, and giving the final score on the Hasegawa Zero build. Next on Modeling with Mike. Alright, welcome back to the bench, and as you can see our decals have all been dried up and they're ready to go. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put on a few final pieces. We're going to put on our aerial antenna, which is E19. Already got it out and I sanded it down. And that'll go up here. That leans forward. There we go. Get a little Tamai extra thin on there. And we're also going to put those two marker lights that we painted earlier in the build. After that, we're going to touch up the paint on this. And we're going to cinch in all those decals off camera with a coat of clear coat. Never mind Moosey, he's playing with his rubber squeak toy. And for some reason, he just starts whining when he plays with it. I don't know why. Okay, now we need our indicator lights. So we'll go back here. 7 was the red, and that red one goes on the left, so blue one goes on here. We'll get that off of here. Oh my, almost lost it. That would have been a tragedy. Put some Tamai extra thin in there. Blue light. It'll go like this. Is this ever gonna be a touch and go? There's that. A lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. Get in there. There you go. And the red one. Oh my. And also, after we get this touched up, I'm going to use the Sharpie and put the lines on our canopy. Wish me luck on that. And we'll get this done. Red light in there. Bingo. Well, we can do it the other way at night. There we go. Red and blue indicator lights are in. The aerial antenna is in. And we can go on to touch this up. Okay. Put that away. I'm just gonna put a little more my extra thin around these lights and cinch them in there. All right, there we go. That's all we need for that. Put this over here. We need olive drab. Olive drab is the cockpit area. And these Vallejo bottles are not known for, they are dropper bottles. They do not want to be used for brush painting. Get us some olive drab on there and get that all nice and touched up. Touch it up along the side here and the cockpit side here. There we go. Now we need to do the aerial and the cockpit color. There we go on that. There we go. Okay. That's done. Put the dropper back on. Close it up and put it away. There's an olive drab, Russian green. We'll do this in the back first. All I need to do in the back is just right around here It has a little white on it. Everything else looks pretty good. Shake it up. This Russian green's been used, so it comes off pretty easy. Get a little dab of it there. On it goes. Touch that up. There we go. And that'll work great. Slip this back on, because we have to do a little of our color mixture again. I want to get this line around the demarcation area nice and straight and clean. We're going to make a little bit of the Russian green dark gray mixture. We'll also use that around the cockpit area where it's okay. That should be enough. If it isn't, we can use some more. I should order some more of that. There's the dark gray. I want to get out some sea blue here. Touch up that cowling a bit. Okay. Now we'll mix that up. Get that mixed up real well. Okay, there we go. There's that. Some around there. I want to put a little tape around that area. Get this whole tank painted. Yes. I'll have this looking like a full-fledged Japanese warbird in no time. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Got that done. I want to put some masking tape under that one underneath area so we can get that all looking smooth and spiffy. There we go. All right. All right. Nice. Okay. That part is all done. Now, use the steel. Put that on. Well, I'm gonna need a little Russian green now. That happens every now and then. Steel open, just need a little bit here. Just need to paint these guns again. That's that. Put our steel back. All right, now we'll get this color again. A little bit around here, a little bit around there, around there. And that's good. Okay. The sea blue. We're almost done with the touch-up. Just gotta touch this up a couple of places around where I got a little overspray. Right there, there, around there. That looks nice. Bit up there. Bingo bango. Let's see. That goes up there. Now the black. We just need to do the tires around the edge of the propeller some places, and that'll be it. We'll get these tires touched up. Get it all nice, and there we go. There's the tire, one tire. Here's the other. This is gonna be nice. These all, yeah, there we go. Looking good. Let's see if this landing gear here needs any. Yes. All right, there we go. I think that's about it. Touch-up painting is done. While those are drying, we are going to put this stuff away that we used in here. Always put your tools away so you know where they're at. While this dries, we are going to draw our lines on our, let me check some of these other colors here. That one isn't quite what I thought it was gonna be. I was thinking this one, maybe. I think that first color was as close as we're gonna get to that. Let's see this. Oh yeah, right here. We have a winner. Now this is a Sharpie box. I got this from the local Meijer store. This was about 20 bucks. As you're gonna see, it's gonna come in pretty handy. We'll get this back. It's L1, G2, G1. Here is L1. These are not marking on here. Well, great. Wow. Well, this is not marking. Gee, I hate to do this, but I have to. The only thing I can see now is doing a little, I don't have time to totally mask these, so I believe I am going to use some liquid mask. I've got some liquid mask, and I will mask these up with that. I thought for sure that that would work. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. So we get nice. So let's see. I have my liquid mask down here, I believe. Yes. Shake, rattle, and roll. Okay. And that. This side to dry. Damn. Okay. Now, these aren't gonna look the best, but says Las Vis, huh? Alright, there we go. We'll get those. Let those dry up and we'll paint them up best we can. And that is that. Now I'm going to go and put another, cinch these decals in with the clear coat. I needed some Russian green. Then we'll be back and we'll do some weathering on this. So we'll be back. Okay, welcome back to the bench, and we're ready to do some weathering on this. I'm just going to do a little minor weathering on it. Going to use my makeup kits here from Dollar General. I'm going to put a little oil streaking from the engine area, little gun streaking from the guns and over the wings, and I'm going to use the light colors to do a little bit of dusty feel to it. Then I'll sort of blend it all together, and after that we'll take it over to the spray booth to put a matte clear coat on it. And after that, off camera, I got my canopy all masked and painted, and this is gonna take a little time to chip off the masking right, so I'll do that off camera, and after I get that done, we'll add that on to the cockpit, put on the aerial wire, and that'll be it. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, we have gonna start with a little bit of oil residue. Take a makeup applicator where the exhaust manifold. You're gonna put a big, make that as dark as possible. You want that dark, 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 and run it down the edges of the wings. There's one. Okay, and then we'll do the other side. Dirty it up, just dirty it up. There we go. Nice, nice. This is supposed to be oil and grime and all this other build-up crap goes on it. The darker you can make this, the better. Make sure you get the tops also, because it all don't go down one side, you know. We want a little lighter. We'll put on a little lighter stuff for the gun residue coming off there. And if it goes over the decals, hey, you know, get these guns, residue coming off the wings. Alright, that's basically all I'm gonna do with that. So I'm gonna get another applicator, this light color here, and we're gonna go lightly all over the plane. Just show some. This is just showing, you know, dustiness and what have you. That's gonna come off when we blend it. Moving right along. Our weathering. This is all I'm gonna do to this here. What we do, we have a makeup brush with us here. Everything gets smoothed together. Okay, yeah, prettyful. All over. And you'll be surprised once we get everything mixed together how good this is gonna look. Fuel tank here. Don't forget the bottom of the cowling. Forget the props here, because that's going through the air probably faster than anything. Alright, now that's all to it for the makeup stuff. Now we're just gonna take our brush, just mix everything in, and it's all gonna look like a weathered plane. It's all starting to look pretty good. Like I said, you can get all this makeup stuff in the beauty aisle, at Dollar General, or if you're across the pond, one of my buddies across the pond, you can get them at the local pound store. Or if you want to save face, next time your wife's going out to get some cosmetics or makeup, tell her to pick you up some. She's going to look at you weird and say, hey, it's great for weathering planes. It's also great for weathering tanks sometimes, I mean, there you go. That a little better. There we go. And there's your weathered plane. I mean, it looks a little more dull. Looks like it has some dust on it, some oil streaks and stuff. Gonna turn this off now. Gonna get a glove on. We'll meet you over at the spray booth, and we'll put a coat of matte clear on this. We will be right back. Okay, and welcome to the spray booth. We're ready to put some matte clear on this beast. And this matte clear is a lacquer paint. So I'm going to have to use this thing plus the fan on the booth. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do first. Then I'm going to get all geared up, and I'm just going to do it and turn everything off. I'm not going to tell you we're coming back because I'm going to tell you now. And then I'll just shut off the camera. I won't say anything because you won't be able to hear me anyway. So what we're going to do, shake this up, give it a real good shake. Got to shake, and we'll take off the cap. All right, now we want to spray quick shots all around. Make sure we get total coverage, top and bottom, all sides, everywhere. Then I'm going to set this down, let it dry overnight. Then tomorrow when we come back, we're going to have the excess paint off the canopy. We're going to put the canopy on. We're going to have the canopy on. I'm going to do all this off camera. I'm going to have the antenna on. Then we'll have a nice little 360 reveal of the finished plane for you with music. And then after that, I'll be back with the final verdict on the thing, what I thought of it, and the all-important final score. Let me get geared up here and we'll do it. I'll tell you now before I start, we'll see you tomorrow. Here we go. Alright, and welcome back to the bench, and little change of plans. I decided to go ahead and show the installation of the canopy and the antenna. So we'll do that real quick. We'll just put a little extra thin up here, and we'll line this up, set her down. There we go. There's one part of it. Put some more extra thin on here and around this side of it. And we'll put this in there. Or is this gonna fit this way better? There we go. And then this canopy didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it, but you know, life doesn't go the way we want it all the time, does it? And this right in there. And we'll just put a little extra thin right around the edges there. Yeah, I had to, what I ended up having to do, it's rather apparent, but I had to freehand it with the chrome pen, and it didn't come out the best, but I mean, it's, I'm not gonna say it's better than nothing, but I tried, let's put it that way. Now here, all we need to do, break this open, put a drop here, super glue on there, and we'll this around here, loop it around, add that seal on there, and then bring it back here real tight, attach it up here. No, it's not wanting to go. There we go. Cut it off here. There we go. Cut it off here. And there is our antenna. All right, so we'll put that back. Put that back. Put this up here, and we'll move this onto the box. And that'll be done. Okay, I will turn this off now. And when we come back, we'll have a little final showing of it on the turntable with some music. We'll be right back. Okay, folks, and we're back, and time for the all-important final score for the kit. Let me remind you of the rating. It's a 10-point system, 1 lowest, 10 highest, 5 categories. I'm going to rate it on fit and engineering, detail quality, ease of build, value for the money, and overall enjoyment. And then I'll give it a final score and equate that to a letter grade like we did in school. First section, fit and engineering. I gave it an 8.5. Pretty good score. It fit, most of it fit like a glove. There were a couple of things I had to clamp down, you know, a couple of holes I had to enlarge slightly, but overall not too bad. The detail quality, a 9. Most of that detail was right on. The panel lines on the fuselage were there, but they didn't jump out at you and hit you in the face. So, a 9 on that. Ease of build, an 8.5. The instructions had a couple of things out of place that, you know, I put that underside fairing behind the cowling, and it didn't fit because it should have went in before the cowling. Stuff like that. So I gave it an 8.5. For the most part, it was an easy build. It just went together like a glove, for the most part. Value for the money, that kit was only like $15, $16. For the enjoyment I got out of it, for the ease of build, hey, it's a 10 for value for the money. And the overall enjoyment, except for mistakes I made, like, you know, using a chrome pen on the canopy and you know, stuff like that. It was a great build. It was fun. I gave it a 9. So you add those all up, it got a total score of 45 divided by 5 different sections, which equals a 9.0 overall score, which is in a letter grade form, that'd be an A-. This is an excellent kit. The overall verdict for this kit, it's a solid kit. I'd recommend it for both beginners with a bit of supervision due to that, you know, cowling being put on in the wrong step. And I'd also recommend it for advanced builders. It's a great kit. It's a fun kit to build with few distractions in it and few disasters. Just a great kit. So I thank you all for following along in this build. It turned out okay. You know, it could have been better. You know, that was my fault. I apologize for that. But if you liked what you saw here, want to see more of it, hit like and subscribe. It always helps the channel to do that. I want to remind you all of the Facebook group. It's called the Frugal Scale Modeler. I'll leave a link to it in the video description. All you got to do is go on the homepage, answer 3 membership questions, agree to the rules, and once I see that you've done that, I'll send you a message that says you can go ahead and post. It's a great place to post your finished kits, your whip, work in progress, the kits you're gonna do, give your ideas, commiserate with other builders. I want to remind you again, I'm teaming up with Gallery now. Go on the Gallery site, which I will leave a link to also in the description. If you use the code MWMike, all capital letters, one word, MWMike, that's for Modeling with Mike, MWMike, at checkout. If you use that code at checkout, you get 10% off. And if they happen to have special on a kit, say if something's 25% off or something, you get that 10% added onto that, so you save even more. The next video, speaking of Gallery, I am going to start the Gallery product review series with a look at the Kaleido paint line. And I'm going to put it through its paces, so won't want to miss that. Hey, that's all I got for this one, and trust me, it's been a lot. So you know what we always say around here, never stop pushing your modeling boundaries. Until next time, bye-bye.